Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan
And Angela.
from Big Texas Trucks. Whoop whoop.
What? My dumb ears.
Yeah, not really. I mean, we do have a big we have two big Texas trucks.
We do.
Anyways,
We have three.
we are from RNA Music, your favorite mom and pop music lesson studio and guitar shop. Yeah! Deep in the heart of Texas.
Took my class.
I'm sorry.
You're so excited.
Deep in the heart of Texas. That's where we're at right now, and it's time for episode 300 of ASKRNA. So excited. That's right, episode 300 of ASKRNA, babe. 300 episodes. Yeah! That's a lot of freaking episodes. That's a couple of years.
We're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing. It's episode 300 of ASKRNA. Angela and I have been answering questions from people on the internet
For 70 years.
for 70 years now, which is 300 episodes. Anyways, if you are new here, we own a little music lesson studio and guitar shop, music store in a small town in East Texas. Rural. East Texas, rural. You may or may not have ever heard of Canton, Texas. We do have the world famous
You do now.
First Monday Trades Days, the biggest flea market in
Yes.
America. I'm sorry, the United States.
In the world.
There could be a bigger one in the American continents. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna answer y'all's questions. We've been doing this for 300 episodes now. This is kind of cool. We just celebrated our anniversary with a steak dinner.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! So we're both super stuffed. Super stuffed. Maybe a secret clip of our steak dinner somewhere in this video if you stay tuned, because who doesn't love giant steak dinners? Anyways, I'm excited. Excited, baby?
I am too. Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right, we're gonna answer some questions. Links in the description. Get you some stuff. Get you some swaggity swag. Get you some RNA t-shirts, stickers, socks, cuppy cups, whatever you want, or just watch the video and comment, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Anyways, first question. Let's get to the questions.
Yay.
First question. Do Mac? I don't know Do Mac. This is a new one.
Sweet.
Hey Ryan, do you know of anybody making a T-style guitar with active pickups or around the 500 mark, new or used? Love y'all's channel. Your loving goofiness comes across so well and genuine. Hashtag 300.
That's how we are all the time.
We are definitely goofy goobers. Most of the time.
Yeah.
Some of the time. All right, so T-style with active pickups. There's a lot of T-styles out there. With active pickups around that price point, it might be kind of tough. Of course, being Schecter dealers for the last 11 years.
70 years.
70 years of being Schecter dealers.
We look good.
Yeah, we're good for 70. Schecter has some PTs that come with the retroactive, EMG retroactives. But they're right around like 640, 639, 650 mark. You know, and that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. LTD, ESP/LTD may have some of the actives. I know they make a T-style guitar, but I don't know if it has actives. That's going to be the trick, is getting them with the actives already. Now, you can get closer to that 500 price point without active pickups,
Yep.
and then just install them yourself. But install your. I'm going to install your pickups. I'll install your pickups right now. I tell you what. You're probably going to have a tough time new at 500 mark. Used, you might be able to find some stuff. Fender's got some humbucker guitars, humbucker tellies. I don't think you're not going to find any probably from Fender. I think Jim Root had a Jim Root might have had a telly with active Seymour Duncans or something, but my first choice would be Schecters.
I don't know.
Schecters. But that might be a tough find at that particular price point. So anybody else has some options for Do Mac for a Tele style guitar with active pickups for around the 500 price
Right
point.
down below.
Leave him a suggestion down below. I like the Schecters, whatever, go ahead. All right, next question. Fat Philosopher, all the way from Japan.
Very cool.
Yeah. Home of the katana, amp,
Gundam.
and swords. Hashtag 300, 3-piece neck or 5-piece neck, question mark. Also, why has Gibson Quality been getting worse these days, question mark. Whoa. Why is Gibson getting worse? I appreciate Fat Philosopher for the kind of sassy Gibson questions, because if I put that in the title, man, it gets some views.
Oh gosh, people get right.
Why does
right
Gibson
rowdy.
suck? Make
Right down
that
rowdy.
the title, and people are like, hey, Gibson doesn't suck. And then the people are like, hey, Gibson does suck.
They come out of the woodwork.
Man, they get fired up about it. So, all right, thank you for the questions, Fat Flosser. I appreciate it. Thank you for the comments. I know you left several last time. Okay, first part, 3-piece neck or 5-piece? Well,
He just knocked my hand right off the arm of this. Talking about being sassy.
your mama sassy.
Yes, she is.
She is. I like it. Oh crap! You probably can't see it on this, but this bad boy, I don't think you can see it. This has got a 3-piece maple neck. Angela can see it, which I really like this because it's got a flamey stripe down the center. I'll do some B-roll
Okay.
because that's how the pros do it. 3-piece maple, and the centerpiece has got this nice flame. Centerpiece.
Heard that.
This centipede got some flamies in it.
Right there.
Right there, some flame right there. I like that so much. I really like that on this guitar, personally. So I like a 3-piece maple neck.
Don't knock the ukes.
Don't bump the Yuki Ukes. This bad boy, which is a Schecter, that was my CMG custom RNA limited edition, exclusive, only 5 in the universe. John Harpole has number 1. Let's see this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5-piece necky neck on this Schecter. And in it, you can see it goes through the entire body, it's neck through. Oh, From a purely mechanical stability point of view, let me get the guitar.
It's pretty.
It is pretty. The 5-piece structurally is stronger than the 3. You know, because you have to glue all these pieces together. The glue makes it stronger. So stability-wise, the 5 should be more stable than the 3. Although how much more stable,
The world may never
don't know. The 3 and the 5 are going to be significantly more stable and strong than a 1-piece neck.
Yeah.
So, it really just depends on what the pieces are. They're both fine. I like the 3-piece. I mean, I could have had a 5-piece neck made for the CMG if I wanted to,
Right.
but I didn't. I liked the 3. So, you know, either one's good with me. Either one's good with me. I have several guitars with a 5-piece, but that's not really why I bought them. That wasn't the selling point for me. Was it had a 5-piece versus 3.
Yeah.
I like the 5 though. I like 5 if it's neck through. I like 3 if it's set neck. You know, set neck 5-piece I think is kind of weird. I always associate a 5-piece neck with a through body type of thing. So they're both great, both better than a 1-piece I think.
Yeah.
From a mechanical standpoint. On a bass, definitely 5. A bass, for whatever reason, I feel like a bass should have 5.
Yeah.
Guitars, I don't know.
Either or. Cool.
They look cooler. They look cooler. This would probably look better if it wasn't stained. Maybe.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it's great. Either one's fine.
Cool.
What do you guys like? Would you prefer a 3-piece neck or a 5-piece? Tell us down below in the comment section. Next question.
The next day.
Well, I got so excited talking about the 3-piece neck versus 5-piece neck. I forgot to answer. I forgot to answer the rest of the question about why is Gibson. Why has Gibson Quality been getting worse these days? Okay, sorry about that. Because this is probably going to be the clickbait title, so I need to answer that. I'm at the house right now editing ASKRNA right now. And the answer is, hi Nicholas. Is it getting worse? Now, to be fair, I have not played any 2021 Gibsons or any 2020 Gibsons at all. Like, I haven't put my hands on any to play them in person at, big guitar stores, or of course all the guitar shows have been kind of closed down. The Dallas Guitar Show is going to be back, I think next month, so who knows, maybe I'll check some out there. But I have not put my hands physically in my own little paws on a 2020 Gibson. But from what it seems like other people are saying who have them, is that they are getting better. Like, they're better now than they have been in a while, is the consensus that I'm seeing online and in other videos. Now, I get it. Fat Philosopher is not a big fan of Gibson, and that's fine. That is okay. You are allowed to not like companies and what they do and their corporate shenanigans, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. I don't agree with everything Gibson does either. But it seems like everybody's saying they're better now. But, that raises the question, did Gibson incentivize their videos in any way or whatever? But I don't know. But it seems like, from what I've read and seen and heard, that they're getting better than they were. So there's improvements happening as far as the quality goes. Now, I haven't played one. Now, if you guys out there and gals and circles, any of y'all have a 2019, a 2020, 2021 Gibson, let us know down below. Do you feel like they're better now than they were, or are they continuing a downward spiral, or what do you think? So Fat Philosopher, I don't know. I haven't touched any 2020s, 2021s, but from what it seems like, unless I'm looking on the wrong forums, seems like people say they're getting better. But you can find a forum where people are dedicated to shredding Gibson and ripping them apart. And then you can also find forums and Facebook groups and whatever where people are like, we love Gibson, it's the best thing ever. So best thing is judge for yourself, go try some out, come to your own conclusion. Thank you for the question, Fat Philosopher. Sorry we didn't answer it in the actual video, but we answered it. Thank you for asking. Trying to be concise, we got stuff to do. Next question. What?
Like sleep.
Sleep, yes. Denny's plant-based journey, #300. Did you sell enough of the single to buy that pizza, or did Paul run off with all the money? LOL. Kind of. Congrats on the great milestone. I'm talking about your marriage, not the 300 episodes. Keep it up. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Denny. We have just celebrated 22 years of marriage. It feels like
wedded bliss.
2 sometimes.
I know.
It doesn't really feel like 22.
Looking back, it's just like, what? Even like saying 300th episode is like, what?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy that we sat here and said, hey guys.
Howdy, y'all.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys. 300 times.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Angela.
From RNA Music, deep in the heart of Texas. That's where I'm at now. 300. Thank you, Denny. Appreciate it. Yeah.
So what about this pizza situation?
Did we sell? Okay, so I read this question earlier before we got our steaks. I was like, oh, crap. Yeah. I've been meaning to ask Paul because the sales, if you release an album digitally and you've got it on iTunes and Spotify and all those sort of places, they don't report those like on a weekly basis. That's what's nice about YouTube. YouTube, you can check your stats daily.
Right.
Here's how many views we got today.
Right.
Here's how many views we got in the last hour.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The analytics.
Podcasts are like that too.
Yeah, the analytics for podcasts and YouTube, it's really great. I can tell you exactly how many views we got in the last quarter, or the last 2 days, or the last 15 hours. Oh. It's not quite like that with music. So I did ask him, and he said, well, I've only got numbers for February, and only for iTunes and Apple Music. He doesn't have any stats for, Amazon Music or Spotify or radio play. I don't think you really get paid for maybe. I don't know if you get paid for. I guess if you're huge, you get paid for radio.
Yeah.
I don't think R2 plays on the local Dallas rock station we're probably not gonna make any money from that.
Probably not.
We did get played on the Dallas rock station, so that's kind of cool, I guess. A little feather in your cappy cap. So, but from what he told me of our sales for February on iTunes, at least, we sold like 10 copies. Like
Makes sense.
10 sales on iTunes, so 10
I mean,
y'all.
good for y'all.
I mean, did we buy one? I think I bought one.
You did.
I did buy one. One of those was me, so and probably one of those was Paul. So 8 people on iTunes
Thank you, Mom.
in February bought it. So I do not think we made enough money so far to buy a pizza.
It's gonna get momentum.
Yeah. See, the problem is we got to pay off studio time for the drums.
Yeah.
The
It's
singer's
just
fee.
The whole thing of what it does.
Mixing and mastering.
Because it's almost like crochet. You're never really going to get the amount of money back that you have invested in it at first.
No.
And then eventually it'll start to snowball if you get creative with how you promote yourself, put what you put out, how frequent you do it, and stuff like that. So I can see that. But, you know, for the first one, it just being out there saying, and done.
Yeah.
This is good. This is a good start, and y'all should be very proud of yourself. Paul should be very proud of himself.
Well, that was just for February, which I don't even remember. I think we released it in the middle of February, maybe.
I don't remember.
I don't know. So there's still March.
There's still time.
Still, all that. So
Everybody has to start somewhere.
everybody starts somewhere. Now that's the way I see it, the way I view it, as we released the single and it's on freaking iTunes and all the other
awesome.
digital places that you can go listen to it.
Yeah. It's
For
more
me,
than most.
that's a win.
Yes.
That is the win.
That is.
Whether
It's an accomplishment.
whether it sells 10 or 10,000
Right.
or 10 million, it doesn't really matter. It's out there. I mean, 10 million, of course, would be great because that's like $5.
Right.
$5. You could go buy half of a pizza. But, just the fact that it's out there, the first one is a win. And then it's after that, like, you got to start somewhere, just like you said.
Right.
And then you build. So.
And then you build from there. You have a foundation.
Paul has not ran away with the money, though. He has not absconded.
Yeah, he's very tunnel visioned when it comes to this. He has a goal. He wants to see it through, and yeah, he's got
focused.
his focus. There you go.
There you go. Thank you, Denny. Next question, JP Centraccio. Cheers from Japan. I wonder if JP knows Fat Philosopher. They're both in Japan.
That's cool. Cool beans.
Probably there's only millions of people there. Hashtag 300, hashtag KTMA. My question, which of the two speaker cabinets shown in this video do you prefer, the EVH or the Mesa Boogie, and why? I would love to check out both cabs, but I live in a rather remote part of Japan where cool gear is few and far between.
Interesting.
Okay, well he may not be close to Fat Philosopher, so you guys should chitty chat in the comment
really
section
cool.
down there, JP and Fat Philosopher. So in the video last week, which was at our house,
Yes,
because it was, I don't remember why.
because
We were tired. We were tired, and it had been a long work week, and like right now, it's 8:53.
Because it was first Monday week,
Yes.
and I did not want to.
It's
Go
8:53
anywhere.
p.m. Texas time. We're still at the shop. We've been here forever.
Because we didn't have students that day because it was the 5th.
That's right. We kind of had an off day last time. Anyways, we were at the house, and in the background, if you go look in the last video, on one side there was the EVH, and on the other side was a
And the TV,
Mesa
and
Boogie.
then guitar. Oh, sorry.
Big John got a kick out of that last week. You slapping the crap out of my hand. Yeah, Big John thought that was funny. Hashtag spousal abuse. In the video last week, we have two cabs. So at home, at my big desk, my desk in my office, home office den, and on either side of it, I have a Mesa Boogie and the EVH. Of the two, I like the Mesa Boogie more. First of all, it's made in America. The EVH was made in Mexico.
Go Eagles.
Go America.
Well, both of them have Eagles.
Eagles. One eagle's killing a snake. The other eagle's
Yes.
holding some arrows. Right? Yeah. The EVH does not feel as sturdy as the Mesa does, and honestly, I don't actually know what speakers are in the EVH. I would sort of assume they'd be Celestians, V30s maybe, but I don't know.
That's my first guess.
Yeah. That's kind of the go-to speaker for most of those cabs, but I don't 100% know. And for one thing, the Mesa Boogie is an old Mesa Boogie cab. Like it's from the mid-90s.
It is like almost 30 years old.
Shh. It's not that old. It's in its 20s. It's in its 20s. It's probably 25 years old. It has the good Celestians in it. So, but I feel like the construction quality of the Boogie is better than the EVH. But the EVH is freaking cool. It says EVH on it. I think Eddie Van Halen actually played that one that I have. I'm pretty sure. Like, he tested every single one of them. So that one has been touched by Ed.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool. You gotta
don't
give it
say
to
that. It hasn't.
We don't know that. He could have. It's possible that he tested that particular one at the factory in Mexico when they made it. Probably the Mesa. Okay. Well, not probably. 100% the Mesa.
100%.
The EVH is still cool. That's why they're both there. All the really good stuff makes it to the house. Next question. Just Fun Guitar. Hashtag RNA. Hashtag 300. Hashtag KTMA. I can confirm if I don't yet own an Explorer style guitar. Okay. Just Fun Guitar in England does not have an Explorer guitar. You need one. Get you one. New question. Have you ever painted a house? Angela.
No.
Yeah, you have.
What house?
The house we live in now?
Oh, on the inside? But I'm thinking outside when I think paint a house.
He didn't say that. He just said painted a house. That counts. If you paint the inside of a house, isn't that painting?
Painting rooms. Those are rooms. You paint rooms.
You've painted rooms in a house.
First thing I think of house is the outside, like scraping the paint away and spraying. No.
Spraying.
I have scraped. Helped my
Spraying is
dad
for fancy
scrape.
folks.
Yes, I helped my dad scrape a house before. That was not fun. It was a small house, but you know, it might have been like 900 square feet house, but scraping all the paint off the outside in like July because it was summer. So you know, summer job with Dad because Dr. Johnson had rent houses, so we went and helped do maintenance on those houses because Dad was part of his job as the one of the ranch hands. But I wasn't in charge of painting it, so no. How about you? Yes.
The house we lived in when we first got married. Murray Street house. Got some steak.
Yeah.
That's the problem with steak. It leaves little prizes for you later.
Ew.
This is the pre-show dinner. Angela and I are having Easley Steakhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Right down the street. Easley Steakhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Literally right down the street from RNA Music. She's got the sweet tater fries. Beans.
Beans.
And New York strip. I think is what we're having.
Yep.
I got mashed taters, precious.
Double mashed taters.
Double mashed taters.
Precious.
Double mashed taters. Yeah. So excited. Like, oh, I got some gristle.
Got some cow droppings.
The gristle. The Gristelmeister.
Yeah.
The house we actually lived in when I got married. I was already living there before we got married.
Yes.
And I had hand scraped with a scraper that whole freaking house, and then painted it with a brush.
We should get some B-roll of that driving by Old Murray and take a video of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow, and I'll already be editing.
The pirate of a lady.
So I actually have painted a house, scraped it. And then, you know, the smart way to do it is you get a sprayer and you that's how you paint houses nowadays. Unless you don't have a sprayer and all you have is a brush and then you wax on,
Mr.
wax
Miyagi.
off. Mr. Miyagi that house. Yeah.
We both thought.
I know, because we're in each other's brains. I have painted a house.
A house.
Probably more than one, actually. But little known fact, there were a lot of people in my family who are actually professional painters.
This is true.
Not artists like painting art, but there is actually one guy. I do have a cousin who's legit.
He's an actual
he paints
artist on canvas. On canvas.
And that's what he makes a living at it. Like this is what he does. But the other dudes in our family were all like painters, like commercial painters.
Yeah,
painted
like the white
McDonald's, painted how they hated painting houses though. They would want to do commercial jobs like warehouses, McDonald's, a school, banks, stuff like that. they would love to do those jobs because they were actually easier than doing a house. A house is super tedious.
Yeah, because there's a lot of taping for houses.
It was a lot more work for actually way less money. So they made, some of the guys in my family made a lot of money as there's like 3 generations of painters. My dad was the one who did not go into the painting business.
But grandpas, uncles, cousins.
Several of my uncles, most of my dad's brothers were all painters at one point in time. Their sons were painters, you know. One of them is the guy who actually paints art. But yeah, it's in our blood. I don't enjoy painting houses.
I do.
You enjoy painting rooms.
Yeah.
Painting the inside.
Actually think about painting the outside of our house like all the time. Like daily, probably.
Yeah.
Because it's such an older house and it needs it badly.
Have you ever painted a house just fun guitar? Yeah. Have any of you guys or girls or circles painted houses? Type it down below. If you've ever painted an entire house inside out, let us know. Next question, 314J Rock. Have you ever found yourself liking an artist's signature guitar model even though you're not a fan of the artist? For example, I am not a fan of Nita Strauss. Remember we were talking about girl guitar players?
Yes.
But I think that her signature guitar, Ibanez Jiva 10, is cool. I'm also not an Ibanez fan either. Where's the second page of questions? All right, there's another page. Have you ever, yes, okay. Artist guitar, you like the guitar just because you like the guitar. It has nothing to do with them. 100%. Yeah. The first one that really jumps to mind is the Zach Myers PRS, which I do not have one. You got a really cool, there's a couple of limited edition ones that a specific dealer has done limited runs of his signature guitar. It's like, oh my God, your pulse is going up. We talk about buying guitars, I can see that. The Zach Myers is super rad. The first one that came out, that was the, what was the specific color green it was called? I can't remember. Trampus.
Mountain Dew.
Trampus green. It was Mountain Dew green. Trampus green. It's a semi-hollow. It has the one F-hole and the clear knobs. Anyways, the Zach Myers is super rad. I do not love Shinedown as a band. I mean, they had a couple of songs, like arena rock songs, radio, but I'm not like
a huge...
Ooh, Shinedown. I couldn't even have told you the name of their guitar player. The reason I know his name is because he had a super sweet PRS SE signature. Sweet PRS. The reason I know his name is because of the guitar and how smoking hot it was. I was like, oh, they're like, Zach Myers. Who's Zach Myers? Shinedown. Oh, okay. I know who Shinedown is.
He's the horror guy, right? Halloween?
That's Mike Myers. Different Myers. Mike Myers.
He's a baloney guy, right?
He does baloney. So that one, that's sort of the cliche one. I think everybody's like, that is a rad guitar. So there's that. I actually have one, not a Zach Myers. I have this PRS SE that I got, which is the Frederick Akison. I had to look at it. It tells you. I saw Ola England do an interview with Frederick. I'm like, who's this guy? And he was super cool. He can play his stinking face off. So I started looking up.
Your face off.
This has already been discontinued at the time. I kind of found out about him, and he still plays PRSs. Then I got kind of hunting around, and I was like looking at videos to find out more about Frederick, and I saw him talking about this guitar. I was like, let me look at that. What's that guitar? I'm like, oh man, I like this. It's like a 245 basically. It's a thicker body than your typical single cut PRS.
Yeah.
The color, and the main thing is it's got these, I think they're fake, but it's like
it's pretty,
like abalone birds, which you do not see very often, particularly on the SE line. The birds are what got me, and then the thicker bodied and a little bit deeper cutaway on this guitar than you typically get.
Beautiful guitar.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I really like that.
It's like chocolatate.
Yeah, it's some Swedish word for brown. I have to go look it up. I can't remember.
I'm a Swedish word for brown.
I'm going to go look that up, and that's my little cute nickname for you now is going to be.
Unless it's like, okay, we're going to have to figure that out. Yeah, unless it's like naughty. Or not pretty.
Yeah. Hey Siri, how do you say brown in Swedish?
How do you say brown in Swedish?
In Swedish, you would say brun.
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 It's not brun. Well, it's like Fortune de Brun. It's something brown. I forgot what it's called.
Which is quilted maple veneer top. And the painting is unique for this one. It's a bit dirty now, but hey, we're on the road. It's called Ancient Brown or Forntida Brun in Swedish.
I have to go look it up now. Fortune de Brun. Anyways, I thought it was super rad. I like the spec of it. So I found one used at a crazy screaming deal.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I bought it. And then I kind of started listening to Opeth, and I was like, let me check them out.
Yes.
I kind of like this guy. He seems like a...
their CD.
And then I started buying their albums backwards in time and all that. So this was kind of the one that I got because I really thought the spec was super rad.
Is that the name of the album, Backwards in Time?
No.
Oh,
I started with the most recent album.
Oh.
And then went to the next album.
That's actually a really great album name, Backwards in Time.
That's ours. I'm using that. So I really got the guitar first, and then I started listening to Opeth. Mm-hmm. But I kind of became a fan of Frederick because it was an interview with Ola, and then I started looking at stuff of him talking and playing. I'm like, oh my god, this dude's really good. And we're about the same age too, so there's a little dingy ding right there. Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny. We're about the same age, I think. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, same influences. He's way better than me, but whatever. It's because he's Swedish. Mm-hmm. Swedish people are naturally better at guitar than Texans. Wait, no, that's not right.
I don't know.
That's not right.
There's quite a few Texans.
That's right. There's a couple of good guitar players from Texas who are pretty good.
Yeah.
So, and you got like 3 dudes from Sweden who are amazing.
Right. I was like, you might want to take that back before you anger a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially people who are fans of some person who has 3 names.
Dimebag Daryl?
Yeah.
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Sorry. I was like, is Dimebag 2 words or 1 word? Dimebag Daryl. Stevie Ray Vaughan's pretty good too, yeah.
You're going to get the other play.
Oh yeah, other page. It is. Alright, and we are back, and it's time for the next epic part of this video, which is comment of the day.
Comment of the day. Comment of the day, yeah. You make the comment, we read the comment.
Alright, comment of the day goes to Denny's Plant-Based Journey. Says, sounds like you have a bit of cold/allergies going on. Mm-hmm. Most of us out here in West Texas are in the same boat. Dirt has been blowing all week, and it won't let up another week, and everything is budding at the same time. Tough stuff.
Yes.
Yes, sir. All right, for about 2 weeks now, allergies have been ripping me up. Mm-hmm. I'm normally kind of oblivious to allergy season in Texas. Like, one of my sisters that always tortured her. She's always having to take an allergy medicine and stuff. My mom, every day the entire year she was telling me, you should take Claritin every day. I'm like, just to make it. But she's from Oklahoma, so she's not used to this.
Right.
East Texas pollen.
And usually after first Monday, because I had a couple of sniffly days, but I really didn't hit me that hard this year.
It hit me, which is odd because I don't normally. Sometimes, if the pollen and stuff's real bad, I'll kind of get a little bit of it, and then the people who are really sensitive are just dying of pollen attacks, right? So I have actually had to bust out the Claritin for the past week
Texas
or so.
ate a Cheeto Puff,
Yeah, Texas, it is. I think we had that really crazy freeze, killed a bunch of stuff, and now everything's trying to bloom again. I don't know. It's springtime in Texas. I would have thought, Denny, that allergies wouldn't be a big thing in West Texas because there's less trees and plants, I guess, but maybe depends where you're at. A lot more dust.
Ragweed. I'm sure they probably get a lot of the ragweed.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't think ragweed's going to be a big issue this year. I've seen a few of them pop up, but not like that was last year.
The epic blizzard of 21 probably killed a lot of it, but everything else is blooming now. So, yeah, a little bit of allergies, Denny. Thank you for noticing. Hopefully, I'm on the tail end of it. We'll find out next week.
You're fine.
Thank you, Denny. Comment of the day, epic Denny. All right, next question. Jeffrey Egan, #300, #KTMA. By the way, what are your thoughts on Godzilla versus King Kong? Personally, I do not like the fact that they are pitting 2 monsters who ultimately ended up helping mankind against each other. Okay, spoilers. Spoiler alert. right now. We're about to talk about Kong versus Godzilla or Godzilla versus Kong, whatever. Right now, don't just skip to the next video question, timestamp, description, spoilers. Kong versus Godzilla, because we watched it. Here we go. Okay, so we watched it the day it came out on HBO Max. Is that right?
Last Wednesday.
It kind of sucks because, not the movie, but kind of, but it was buffering. I'm like, man, HBO, it must be a lot of people watching HBO Max tonight because it was like every few minutes they had to pause and buffer, and so that was a little bit of a...
It took a long time to watch it.
Yeah, and it was long already. It unfolded exactly as I expected it to.
Yeah.
So there were like zero surprises for me because I'm like, all right, it's going to be Godzilla versus Kong, and in the end they're going to team up against Mecha Godzilla. I'm like, how in the world are they going to do Mecha Godzilla in this without it looking stupid?
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, and Godzilla's going to win because, I mean, it's Godzilla versus Kong. There's no way Kong is going to beat Godzilla. It's Godzilla.
Oh.
And that's what happened. So, you know,
right.
Everything played out exactly as I expected. So, yeah, there wasn't really any surprises. And I kind of thought, man, there's tons of plot holes and stuff in this.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. There's a lot of stuff that didn't make sense, but we just had to get to the next scene where they could fight each other.
Well, the fact that they set up this whole ecosystem, again, spoiler alerts, they set this whole ecosystem up for Kong with characters which we don't know, but we're supposed to care about through the storyline that kind of gets inserted just because we're like, who are these people? And of another scientist whose brother was going to the center of the earth, who we don't know about, but we're supposed to care about, even though there's no movie to tie that storyline, but we are introduced to this character who is almost like he has his own sequel in a universe that didn't exist, but we're supposed to understand, with a company, Apex, that didn't exist, that we're supposed to understand the reason why they're
telling me
working.
Apex wasn't around.
Monarch is around.
Monarch's been around through the whole thing.
The whole entire series. And has been a part of the older universes.
Yeah.
Monarch is a part of the old universe. So that makes sense. And then you have this biodome that Kong apparently can stay in, that can hold him.
Right. He knows it's there.
And he knows it's there because he damages it while they're there. He's
throwing sticks at it, like,
I get it, because apparently only in that area by Skull Island there was the storm that is just destroying the island. Apparently, I guess it's getting sucked back down into center Earth, but nowhere else on the planet there's a storm affecting. But apparently it's a constant storm that they've been having to live with and they throw that in. So there's another line. And then they have the young girl who's 11 from Stranger Things that was in the last movie with her mother, her mother ended up being the bad guy. If you haven't seen that, spoiler again.
So they put her in there.
They put her in there, but it was too comical.
Yeah. It
was way too comical. It was like they Ant-Manned it.
They were trying to Ant-Man it. But they didn't do a very good job.
And he did a horrible job. And it was just like, it was kind of weird because then you have this older man who's like our age running around with these children who should be in school. And then he goes and he sneaks around at night.
They met on the internet.
That he sneaks around at night with these children. And it's just like, why are these people, where are these, what is happening? What is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening?
And then we watched it again.
Because
with our children. We watched it first.
And then our children watched it. And both the boys, they liked the action between the two monsters, which was great.
Anytime Godzilla and Kong was fighting,
that was awesome.
That was cool.
That was cool.
And even Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla and Kong versus as while the monsters are fighting each other, that was pretty rad.
Yeah.
Except the way Godzilla moved in this one was not really how he moved in the last one.
No.
It's like he took jujitsu while in between these movies.
He was like Neo getting up from a fight with Morpheus, and he was like. It
kind of reminded me of the old Godzilla because he'd be like, when they would come at you
Oh,
in the
yeah.
old school Godzilla.
And I think,
How would you sort of, like,
honestly-
shake himself off?
Yeah, I honestly think a lot of it was nods, and I was telling the boys, I was like, you have to approach this as you were watching the 60s, 70s, and 80s movies that I grew up on.
Me too.
Of Godzilla
In a
and
suit.
Mothra
A dude in a
and
suit.
Mechagodzilla. It was a dude in a suit with a set, marching around and stomping on plastic
Destroying
toys.
as many buildings as they could.
So that's how you have to watch it, like.
Yeah.
Not compared at all to Kong Skull Island or Godzilla King of Monsters or Godzilla. You can't compare them at all. It is its own entity.
And
which
they have
I
magic
think,
Star Trek spacecraft now.
yes. Like, what was that about? Like, how? Okay.
All right. If you've watched it already, go watch the pitch meeting for Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
And everything he says in the pitch meeting is like, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to watch
And I'm
it.
a huge Godzilla fan. Like,
too.
I haven't actually.
There's a Godzilla in your room.
I have a Godzilla in my room. I love Godzilla. I would own all of the old Godzilla movies just because it's just amazingly bad, but they're awesome. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But it's
I like
childhood.
the other
I
two.
remember. I know I love the other two. I
Yeah.
watch those now when I'm just feeling bored. I just watch
Yeah.
it. I don't like on Skull Island.
Who is it?
Probably your dad. All right.
All right. King Kong Godzilla.
So yes, watch the pitch meeting.
Watch the pitch
But
meeting.
yes, I will not. I don't like Kong Skull Island. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't like Kong Skull Island. I didn't like the violence of it. It was just over. It was unnecessary. It really, honestly was. It was just. It was too. I don't know. It was just dumb. It was just like they're trying to make it too horror, like B film cheesy horror. I didn't like it. So that part was just a little aggravating for me. But to see Kong in his element, that was really cool. I like that. It would have made sense if he had more interaction with the indigenous people, because that would have tied in the reason why he was connected to that little girl instead of them trying to force saying, oh, he's
Yeah.
connected to her because blah, 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 blah. That would make more sense if he had an actual connection in that movie instead of them making up something because of,
Yeah, there was too much crap to get them reasons to fight each other.
Right.
Anyways, we watched it twice.
Now, if they would have focused on the old, like, not the old movies, but like the lore, and maybe did like a flashback of like there's this old, civilization and started it kind of like how Transformers.
Well, they left out every other monster though, because they finished King of Monsters.
Yeah, with like tons of
they're
monsters.
all like
we
going
exist.
going to Godzilla, being like, "Yep, you're the boss."
Yes, we exist.
So
like,
we exist, but why weren't they in the Hollow Earth then? Because it says they're drawn there.
Right.
Why wasn't Rodan down there chilling?
Right.
Why wasn't
Exactly. It would have made sense to have gone back, and then whenever they meet, maybe aggressively like, hey, you remember me, and kind of tousled a little bit, but then had this understanding, like almost symbiotic.
I think they were making too much out of Kong too. Like, there can't be two alphas. I'm like, you really think King Kong could take the other ones?
Like at
From
all.
the other, like,
he couldn't have taken
He could-
Rodan or any of them, or like no,
he's not even.
'Cause
He's not even the beta.
because they're all
He's such a
nuclear.
beta
They're all
Kong.
like.
Yeah.
He's from the
Kong's a
he's
beta.
from the Hollow Earth,
Kong's a
but
beta.
they're like titans
Yeah.
basically.
Anyways, we watched it.
Anyways.
Here you go. I was disappointed. Well, I don't know if I was disappointed, but I was like, nah, that's about what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah,
I
if you
didn't-
go in thinking of it as a dumb movie that you're just gonna watch because you like seeing
It's kind of
Epic
like watching the
characters
Power
fight.
Rangers movie. Yeah.
yeah.
I kind of liked Pacific Rim more.
Yeah, no, I fell asleep twice. I tried to watch it. It was
About
dumb.
to say. All right, that's a lot. We spent the most amount of time on this Godzilla comic.
It gets me riled up. Nerd stuff, talk movies.
It
Movies
does.
are my thing.
It does. Thank you, Jeffrey. Spoilers are over. Okay, now next question. Carlos Lemus. Hashtag 300, hashtag Katie May. Still watching after all this time. Thought I'd chime in again. Love you guys. Thank you, Carlos. Anyways, haven't picked up a guitar since my sister passed away December of 19.
Sorry for your
2019.
loss.
Oh, man.
It's hard to lose a sister.
It is. Yeah, 2019. Okay, so it's been a while. So how do I find inspiration when it goes by the board? Okay. Finding inspiration to play the guitar. I guess, or sing, or piano, or anything you love, art.
To pick it back up after. Yeah.
You know, I don't know. That's a really good question, man. I would say, I didn't realize when I read that question that it had been since 19. I thought this was kind of recent, like.
Oh, it's only been 2 years.
It has been 2 years. Well, I was thinking December 20 for some reason, which I was like, that's literally just happened.
Oh. But 2 years is still.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years is a while, but
That's still close.
kind of, you know, a couple of things. First, you got to pick up the guitar. Number one is just go pick it up. Go pick it up, tune it, put it on, plug it into an amp. You know, maybe start with a song that you learned when you were a kid or a younger
Something
player.
nostalgic.
Yeah. Play, you know, I know we all have songs that we've played the crap out of. It might be House of the Rising Sun, or Smells Like Teen Spirit, or Iron Man, or Smoke on the Water, or, you know, all the cliche
Taylor songs. Or
AC/DC, Back in Black. You know, there's all these cliche, like, overplayed
Eric Clapton
songs. Well, they're overplayed for a reason. That's because they're friggin' awesome. And they're fun as crap to play.
Right.
You know? So maybe go back to the beginning. Go back to what was the reason you picked up the guitar to begin with ever.
Right.
You know, start from the beginning. And probably since you've had such a big break, that's probably not a bad idea. Go back to the beginning. This is the beginning.
You told us to go back.
I'm waiting for Fazzini. You know, that's what I would suggest. Go back. And the other suggestion is, you know, you can't really force inspiration sometimes, but you can do what you got to do. Like when you go to work, a lot of people don't feel like going to work, but we got to go to work. And sometimes I've heard from people who, like, this is their living, is to create art or to play. Like, there are days it's like, no, you just get up and write. Doesn't matter if you're feeling goosebumpy or not. You get up and you write something. You type something on the page.
Right.
It's like, I'm gonna write 4 pages today.
Right.
It may not ever get used.
Right.
It might be garbage, but that might actually be what my story needs to continue on. And then tomorrow, then the inspiration strikes. But you're already in the moment of doing the thing. And some people, it depends on your reasons for playing. But some people, it's like, well, I play guitar every day. Some days I feel it, some days I don't feel it. But the main thing is I need to keep my fingers moving.
Right.
I need to keep my coordination there, my synchronization in. And some days it's mechanical. Some days it's Mecha Godzilla. And some days it's Godzilla. You know what I mean? But you can treat it like that. Now, some people would maybe disagree and say, well, you should only play when you're inspired. But, you know, if I only worked out when I felt like it, I would not be working out. If I only went for walks when I felt like it.
That's like work.
I know, but when I get up and do it, when I go and I take my walk, at the end of it, I'm like, man, I'm glad I did that.
What inspires you to do that? You watch or listen to somebody who is inspiring.
Yeah.
You have somebody encourage you. So I would say that put on your favorite record or your favorite album, or if you have a movie, like a concert, like Ryan has concerts that he has on DVD. Like if you have a concert that
Dream Theater live at Budokan,
and you watch them and they're playing or they're singing or they're doing something that your favorite musical or your favorite like I said, concerts are usually the best to watch, and you're just like, oh man, yes, and it just stirs up that emotion, because you just need an emotion stirrer, because especially whenever something that you love doing is attached to the passing of a loved one, it's hard to not see that moment or relive that moment, because it's attached to that. So but you want to still embrace that feeling and still honor them by keeping that moving, going. So what you want to do is surround yourself with things that remind you of that person in a positive way, and ignites that love for music, maybe that y'all both shared, or that you had in your family during family time, or a song that you both had in common that you loved, or something like that. Usually that's what helps. It helps the healing process, plus it helps ignite your imagination and your love for why you had picked up that instrument, or that, singing or whatever to begin with. So that's what I would do. I love watching other people be creative. It always stirs my creative juices whenever if I haven't painted in a while, I'll watch people paint, or I'll watch people draw, and it just stirs that up within me. Or if I haven't crocheted in a while, which, sometimes I do go on pretty long sabbaticals from crocheting. I'll watch a craft show, or I'll watch people just being crafty. It doesn't have to be like crochet crafty, because sometimes that's just boring watching somebody move a hook in with yarn. But at least be crafty. And even if it's gardening, or if it's, whatever, I love watching that. And then it's like, ooh, I would love to make blah, 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 blah. And so I do that. If I'm watching a certain band, and I'll play it on YouTube, and I'll go to their channel and I'll just put play. So it'll go through all the playlist of all the songs. Like, I have certain people that I follow that I listen to, and I'll listen to them, and it'll give suggestions. And then I'm like, I want to try to learn that song. I forgot about that song. And then I'll actually pick up my guitar. I'll print off some music, and I'll put it in a notebook, and I'll have it, sitting in the living room. And Ryan will come home, like, it's been a while, because guitar right now isn't the thing that I'm messing with, but he was like, why do you have the guitar out? Because he'll know that I just got inspired by something to pick it up and want to learn that moment. So surround yourself with things that will strike that inspiration within you, and in hand, just get up and do it. Just put your hands to it. Like you said, change the strings, tune your guitar, clean it up.
That's what I was thinking. Have a day where you're like, all right, I'm going to put on new strings. I'm going to clean the frets. I'm going to clean the fretboard. I'm going to polish it. I'm going to do the mechanical thing, And then I get that way. Like, if I'm cleaning a guitar and I'm really taking care of it, polishing it, and giving a good, thorough, deep clean, and string change, I'm like, well, I want to play it, right? Some people aren't like that, but I find that to be good. And then sometimes you just got to. I'll come back to that. You just got to do it. Feelings follow action sometimes. Yeah. The action comes first, and then the feelings sometimes follow afterwards.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are waiting for the feelings, and then they're going to do the thing. And it's like, no, you do the thing, and the feelings may come along. They may not, but a lot of times feelings follow action. Yeah. I think. There you go. And finally, it's okay to not play. It's not. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't want to play. Like, you should not feel guilty for not playing. I know we just gave you a lot of advice and tips for getting fired up and motivated, and hopefully those help. But if you don't feel like playing, it's okay. Yeah. Don't feel guilty. Yeah. You may wake up tomorrow, and tomorrow you may want to, and you may not. But you might wake up 6 months from now and be like, all right,
I'm ready now.
I'm ready to play again. And you may feel super refreshed. So, try any and all of those. And but also don't feel bad if you don't want to play. It's okay.
It's all good.
It's all good, man. Hopefully that helped. Thank you for watching for so long, Carlos. We appreciate you. Thank you for the question and the comment and the hashtags. Final question. We are not concise today, but it's all right. It's all good.
No, I need to go to sleep.
I know. I still got to stay here and pack up a guitar and print shipping labels to ship a guitar tomorrow. Final question. John Harpole, who has #1 of the Ultimate RNA Music Special Edition CMG guitar. #1. Hashtag you're #1, John. Angela looks amazing, and Ryan's beard is fierce.
Nice.
That was from last week. Hopefully we're amazing and fierce this week.
Not today.
What was the reason you decided to grow and take care of it for so long? Hashtag 300. Hashtag KTMA. All right. So it's been. I had a look the other day on.
Keep it concise.
We didn't keep it concise for the last two, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We are way beyond concise now.
Okay.
Well, aren't we? Yes,
Yeah.
we are. Can't be concise on everything. I was looking through YouTube videos or Facebook memories or something popped up, and I'm like, oh yeah. When did I start growing? I started growing a beard, and it got probably about this long. And I chopped it all off. And then I started over for real. So has it been 5 years?
It hasn't been that long.
4 years?
I would say 4.
Yeah. It's been 4 or 5 years now for like the big beard. Well, it took a year to grow.
Yeah.
Kind of pretty good sized beard in a year.
I would say 4.
We talked about this kind of a little bit last time. It's like I've always had a goatee or a short beard or the Hetfield chops with a small goatee or whatever, ever forever. Or a very short, like with clippers, trimmed beard.
Right.
But never a very big beard. I think it might have been when I met my buddy Adam. I think really piqued my curiosity. First time my friend Adam Lamar from the Texas metal band Warefoot came in the store. He came in the store to check out some guitars we were carrying back then. He drove up from Nacogdoches, which is where Angela and I lived for a while. Came in his like epic beard and was like, whoa. I mean, I had a beard, like, and it was not really short at the time, but it wasn't huge either.
Here it is.
And he came in, I'm like, dude. And of course he watched our YouTube videos, and so he knew to come check on the guitars and stuff. And I'm like, bro, how long you been growing your beard? He's like, this is about a year. And I'm like, this is about a year. That's more like it.
Yeah.
This is about a year. I'm like, awesome. And it was pretty rad. I was like, that's a pretty cool beard. I mean, I've always had a beard, but I've never had a big beard. I'm like, huh. And of course we got to talking about guitars and music and stuff and just chatting for a while. Kind of hit it off pretty quick.
Yep.
And then I was like, maybe I should try that whole year thing. Where like the yeared. Grow a beard for a year, see how far it goes. It's like a competition. Like, how big of a beard can you grow in 1 year?
Right.
Just curiosity thing is like, I think I'm going to try that. Because I was used to not shaving anyways.
Right.
So it's not like it was crazy. And then after the year, I forgot. There's pictures somewhere. I have to go find them. I was like, that's a year. And I'm like, I kind of like this. I was like, I wonder what 2 years would look like. I mean, the year's going to go by. You sleepy, aren't you? Talking about beards makes you relaxed.
I'm starting to crash.
We're starting to crash.
My tummy's full. And
we're full of steak.
My body's
full of steak and taters, precious.
My pillow.
And so that was kind of, maybe Adam kind of finally inspired me to go ahead and just take it to the next level.
Take it to the limit.
Take it to the limit of beard. And then I did the yeared, and I was like, that's cool. I was like, I wonder what 2 years would be like. Because a year went by fast.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just talking about, we've been married for 22 years, and it feels like it's been 2 years.
I know.
So then I did like the 2 year thing. I was like, oh wow, okay. And this has kind of been, this is maybe a little bit shorter than 2 years beard. I've trimmed it.
Not much, maybe about an inch.
I've trimmed it several times in the past couple of years, obviously. We trim it as it starts getting real raggedy, but I guess once it got kind of long, I was like, I kind of like this. I don't know. There's been a few times where I've thought, well, maybe I should shave it all off. And I'm like, no, because even when I trim it and we trim it too short, I'm like, oh, I don't like those feelings.
Yeah, because he doesn't like change at all, and I'm just like, just shave it off once and grow it back.
No, because it took a while. In retrospect, a year doesn't seem long or 2 years doesn't seem long, but look into the future thinking, it's going to take me 2 years to get back to where I am right now.
Right.
Why don't I just stay where I am right now?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things I've kind of gotten to where like, I really kind of like this. And now it's sort of become a thing. And
it's your shtick.
People, they kind of like, they recognize you kind of stand out a little bit. I mean, beards are certainly more popular than they've ever been.
They're starting to fade out.
Yeah, well, it went through a big fade with the Duck Dynasty guys. Kind of like, oh man, beards
and
cool.
And it turned into man buns with beards.
Yeah. But and of course now
Hipsters.
ZZ Top has been
beards have been around
consistent forever.
ever since the beginning of time.
But still, on average, if you walk into a store somewhere, you go to Walmart, you go out to eat, not very many dudes have like a significant beard.
Right.
There's a lot of baby beards floating around, and a lot of, small beards. There's not a lot of epic beards.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go somewhere, and
Doug has a pretty epic beard now.
Yeah.
I noticed that last time he was here.
That's awesome.
Last week when you dropped
I got a couple of parents of our kids that their dads, when they first started coming here, didn't have big beards. They had some beards.
Yeah, they had some beard.
And now they're kind of like,
now they're epic-y beards.
yeah. Isaac's dad's beard is like pretty righteous. I'm like,
y'all should all take a picture.
We should,
of the
yeah.
next recital.
yeah. And every time they come
All
in,
the
I'm
beards,
like,
come up here.
nice beard,
Dad beards.
But even like, there was a dude at the gas station earlier. I walked over across the Bob's to get a drink or something, and there's a young dude in there, and he got a pretty good beard, man.
Yeah.
Like pretty. And I was like, beard. And he was like, he kind of laughed. He's like, yeah. It was a nice
Always
beard.
notifications.
So sometimes you'll see a stranger you don't even know, and they have a good beard. Like, hey, nice beard.
I mean, even the manager at Chili's when we went to eat last week,
Oh yeah,
he was like, so,
the manager of the Chili's came in.
And he was like, I have a goatee. And he pulled down
He
his
had a
mask.
mask on.
He pulled down his mask to show us his goatee. And it was funny. It was just funny.
Yeah. It's like
It was really nice.
It's like a
because
brotherhood.
they walk around talking to everybody, but that was the one
he checked
thing.
on us.
He
stayed and talked for a minute.
to talk for Ryan with
beards.
Ryan about beards.
So I don't know. I like it. It's kind of a part of me now.
It's a brotherhood, and
Yeah.
wherever we go, whenever he finds a beard, they acknowledge the beard.
Sometimes it's just a nod. It's like or sometimes it's a
Biracial people do that too.
yeah.
When we find each other in the wild,
Your
we're like,
biracial radar goes off. You're like,
hey girl.
Hey,
It's
girl.
usually a girl. Not a lot of guys. You don't see them.
mm-hmm.
You can't tell who they are. Guys mostly, but girls you can tell.
Yeah. And y'all make eye contact, and you're like, you good?
You're one of me.
You good?
We're one. Are you okay? But yeah, I like when he catches a bearded man or a man catches their eye to each other.
When I catch a man's eye.
Hey.
It takes some dedication to grow a big beard.
It does.
It takes.
It's impressive.
It's like getting healthy. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
It takes a while, and that means you stuck it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like getting a college degree, basically. You had to stick it out to finish the job. Anyways, whatever.
Let's get down.
That's the final question. And grow a beard. Yeah. Beard. Thank you for the question, John. Appreciate it, man. Hopefully that answered your question. And if your dad doesn't have a beard, you've got two moms. That's how the song goes. I didn't write the song.
Beardless moms.
Two beardless moms from Australia. All right, that's the final question. Thank you so much. And if you watch this one's not concise. But it's episode 300. It shouldn't be concise. 300, we have to do justice.
I'm crashing.
Me
Let's
too.
this up.
Okay, ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go.
It's like we were around it. That was weird.
All right, now before we go though, if you watch this entire video, secret hashtag of the day, leave it down with your comment and or question for next week, and you'll know we watched the whole thing or listen to the whole thing while you're on a
Y'all are
walk.
amazing.
Topher Taylor.
Laughing at me because I'm so tired.
And
feel
secret
you.
hashtag of the day is hashtag beard.
Oh Lord. Yes.
Hashtag beard.
Sure, why not?
And we'll know that you watched this entire Texas Truck Edition 300 of AskRNA. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Like, thumbs up if you watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
We get about 300 views, 300 thumbs up.
Next
It'll be
week
awesome.
it'll be after my birthday.
Oh yeah.
So hashtag happy birthday, Angela.
Right, next Wednesday is your birthday, right?
Yes, Wednesday the 14th is my birthday. So
Thursday we'll be
those
shooting.
of you who've lasted longer,
Yeah.
hashtag happy birthday, Angela will be tied.
Yes.
to-
Hashtag happy birthday, Angela. Secret hashtag of the day. And next week she'll be a year older.
Yes.
Just in 1 week's time she will have completed another year.
Yes.
Amazing. You're like outside of time.
I know.
You're timeless.
I am.
That's why I love you. And that's it. Final question.
Yay.
Secret hashtag. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next generation.
Yeah, we do.
Of beard growers.
Yeah, it is.
And beard grower.
And birthday girls.
And birthday girls. Yeah, I was trying to think of like beard admirers. I don't know.
I don't know.
And birthday girls. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, my legs.
My leg. My leg.